The other big story that wasn't team-orientated, Caro, was a great bit of journalism by Sam Landsberger on the front page of the Herald Sun earlier in the week. It forced the interim CEO of the AFL, Kylie Rogers, to apologise on behalf of the league to its umpires.
And on behalf of the game, we apologise to any woman who suffers harassment or sexism of any kind, and would encourage them to report it to their local club, to their league, or to the AFL itself. The findings are horrific, and we take any form of sexism or harassment very seriously. And from the bottom of my heart, I apologise. Could we have publicly released it at that time? Probably. But frankly, the team were focused on understanding what it said and informing our plan moving forward.
I thought she handled it really well as the interim CEO in that media conference. The wider question is what she was addressing there, Carol.
It's a nice thing to inherit the 1 week you're standing.
Yeah, that's right.
CEO,
what have the AFL been doing for the time in between? How has it taken Sam's journalism in the Herald Sun to get them out?
This is a really embarrassing week for the AFL. It reflects poorly right up to the Commission, down to Gillon McLachlan, his head of football, Andrew Dillon, and Andrew Dillon's predecessor, Steve Hocking. Although, in fairness to Steve Hocking, the report was only tabled.
Was it August or?
Preliminary final week, I think, is when everybody received it up. I said on Monday night about 90 people had access to this report. Now, this has been denied to senior people at the AFL to me this week, but I feel there's been a lot of buck passing with this report. Not enough people read it. Not enough people in authority read the entire report. Some people are saying to me, if you did even look at the report, you knew how horrific it was. Others are saying you had to go deep into the report to read the really insidious allegations. But as I say, why didn't Gillon McLachlan read this? Surely if he had, he would have told his executive in terms of communications, Brian Walsh, we need to handle this. Ditto Andrew Dillon, who admittedly had only just taken over the job, but he's known about it too since the second or third week of September. I don't understand. And you know what I think? I just think, again, umpires and women, not a priority.
Has there been...
Not a priority.
Just on what Kylie said, that, yeah, we could have released it, but we want them to understand the report. So that's been like 6 months. Has there been anything put together, an action plan that will be implemented shortly? So in that 6 months, were they just sitting on their hands and burying it, or understanding it and developing an action plan and some solutions to get out in the community? Because if that's been done, that's a win.
The Commission, Ross, meets in the next week or two, and there is a massive gender situation going to be discussed by the Commission, how we encourage more diversity, particularly women coming into the organisation, umpires, players, executives, everything, coaches, everything.
Could this influence who replaces Gillon McLachlan? Like, is it that damning on those in and around Gillon?
I think that they'll get out of it somehow. And I'm not singling out Andrew Dillon or Gillon McLachlan or, Brad Scott or Daniel Richardson, who runs the umpires, or who's head of community umpiring now, Brenton Sanderson. But why didn't one of those people go to the communications executive, Brian Walsh?
Yeah.
Why didn't Brian Walsh read it? Why didn't that? Surely anyone with any comms knowledge who's read that is knowing we have to get this out, because it's going to get out somehow.
But had they put a body of work together in the 6 months?
As I say, there are massive recommendations going to the Commission,
Okay,
yes.
so that just hasn't been a magic wand yesterday, bang, recommendation.
No.
So someone's picked it up and ran with it internally and looking for some solutions.
And for the first
I think if
time,
that's happened, we've got to give credit to that.
Yes, but I think I'm just hoping that that's right.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fast-tracked now, and I wrote a piece a few weeks ago about senior umpires' conditions, and I'm told that the Commission are wanting more questions about why we can't get more umpires coming into the system, and I think even those conditions have improved.
So we're getting some traction.
Since the Age wrote about it. But this Sam Landsberger piece has severely embarrassed the AFL.
Yeah, I think that's, at the very least, the optics of them not coming out sooner and getting in front of the story hasn't been a good look for the AFL.